Stop for a moment and ask yourself, and be honest, how much time do you spend every single day staring at your phone? Scrolling mindlessly from YouTube to Instagram to Facebook to Snapchat to TikTok now? God forbid if you're single and scrolling on Tinder, the time can quite literally just disappear. It's unsettling to think just how addicted we have become to our devices, but there is a way out. We can put our phones down, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you all of the steps that I've taken to consciously reduce my screen time and wean myself off of a digital addiction. All the while balancing my life and my work as an online content creator and entrepreneur. You see, up until 2014, I didn't have a smartphone. I had a Nokia. It could call. Oh my God, people did that. It could send text messages, it had Snake, and it didn't control my life. This technology, which was created to connect us, has somehow left us more divided and socially isolated than ever. But we can take back control if we just put our phones down with a little bit of self-awareness. We can reclaim hours of our days, months of our years, and years of our lives. What's up everybody, I'm Alex, AKA Alex the Vagabond, and in this video, I'm gonna share with you all of the steps that I've taken to actively reduce my screen time and reclaim my life. So if you're not subscribed to this channel yet, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment with what tip resonated the most for you. And if you have any tips of your own to reduce screen time and reclaim your lives, please feel free to share those down in the comment section. All right. Are you ready? Let's go.
Precious. My own. My precious.
Oh, sorry. Step number one, set boundaries. This step requires honest introspection, and it can be challenging, especially once you find out just how much time you spend every single day staring at your device. Between smartphones, tablets, laptops, and televisions, humans are spending more time than ever staring at devices. After looking at my screen time, I realized I needed to set some boundaries, specifically with certain applications. Go into screen times on your phone settings, go to app limits, and you can choose which apps you need to limit. For me personally, it's Instagram and it's the news. Especially in this crazy year 2020, I've been reading the news more than ever, and I found that that was actually affecting my mental health. So I set limits on the news, 30 minutes every day, which is plenty of time, and 1 hour for Instagram. The reason my Instagram limit is so high is because I actually run 2 different businesses on Instagram and I manage 3 different accounts, and I found that 1 hour is plenty of time for me to go through and post to all of those different accounts, answer some comments, and update my daily story on my main account at Alex the Vagabond. I've also set limits on when I can begin using my phone and what time I have to stop using my phone. Those limits are 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. I usually wake up around 6 in the morning, so that gives me a healthy hour and a half before I can use my phone. And I usually go to bed at around 10 p.m. and read for at least an hour before going to bed.
A recent study by Harvard University found that blue light emitted from screens
actually reduces our melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone which is responsible for regulating our circadian rhythm, our sleep cycles. So staring at a phone anywhere between 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep is actually gonna make it more difficult for you to fall asleep, and it's going to affect the quality of your sleep. Shorter sleep actually increases the risk of depression, of diabetes, and of cardiovascular health problems like heart attacks. So getting proper sleep is super important, and if you're spending your evening hours staring at electronic screens, you're actually gonna get worse quality sleep. So by setting limits on our device usage and making sure that those limits end in the early evening, when I hit that limit, I have a mental choice to make. Do I ignore it and continue to use my phone? Just having to make that mental choice is usually enough to make me put the phone down. I've made it a point to read for at least an hour before falling asleep, and that is plenty of time for me to cycle down and to fall asleep naturally. So step number one, set boundaries and stick to them. Step number 2, leave work at the office. Since most of us are now working from home due to the coronavirus pandemic, this step can be a little bit more challenging. I've worked from home for years now as a digital creator, and I can tell you that in the beginning, when I was first getting started, I didn't have healthy boundaries. I was editing very late into the night and waking up the next morning and just diving right back into it. And I found myself getting more and more tired and progressively more and more burned out. I realized early on that I needed to make some changes, and I needed to set time limits for when I was available for work and when I was not. I made clear to my colleagues and my work partners that I was only available from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. every day, and I was not available for work-related issues on the weekends. The same goes with emails. I don't answer or read my emails until 8 or 9 a.m. every single day, and I think that that kind of gives me a bit of space to begin my day, to have some coffee, to get some exercise in, and then I can kind of transition into the mind frame of working. I answer those emails as efficiently as possible, and then I do not check my email again until about 2 in the afternoon. This frees me up from having to constantly check my inbox throughout the day and waste time staring at my cell phone. By setting those limits, I'm able to focus on the task at hand. If you need a little bit more guidance on how to work from home, I suggest reading The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. There are a ton of great little pieces of information in that book that will help you organize and set up a healthy work-life balance. I'll link that book in the description of this video. The takeaway here is that we need to set healthy limits on when and how we use our devices during the workday. Just because you're self-employed or working from home doesn't mean you always need to be on. Step 3, get moving. I found that regular exercise has completely revolutionized the way that I feel, my emotions, my productivity, and just my general mood. So I suggest you find your flow state. What do I mean by a flow state? The flow state, called prana in Sanskrit, is an ancient Hindu philosophy. Essentially, it's focusing our mind on our breath, an unconscious action that we do all the time without even noticing. Yet when we focus on it and make it a conscious action, it takes on a transformational meaning. We begin to breathe in the positivity, exhale all the negative, and we're able to really focus in. Whatever activity that you can do that gets your blood pumping, where you can just kind of lose track of time. For me, I find this flow state best when I am trail running, when I'm riding my bicycle, when I'm surfing, or even just out back throwing around the kettlebells. Leaving my phone behind for these activities allows me to refocus on my breath, my body, but most importantly, it gives me the space and time to think through the many thoughts that need to be solved. I find that I do that best when I'm in this prana flow state. Doctors say that a half hour of exercise a day can help us shed weight, increase productivity and mood boosting endorphins, fight off heart disease, and help us live happier, healthier lives. But what about music, podcasts, or audiobooks? Hey, I love all of those things, but next time you go and exercise, try leaving your phone behind, just listening to the birds chirp and focusing on your own breath. Trust me, it's simple but powerful stuff. Step number 4, just get outside. Our minds are designed to quickly and effortlessly assess our surroundings, and our brains are capable of processing a staggering amount of information all without even thinking about it. So getting outside without our devices gives our brains the opportunity to do what they were designed to do. I've always found that a good walk can be so healing in so many different ways. Walking outside, especially in nature, has been proven to reduce stress and anxiety, improve mood and short-term memory, and decrease negative thought patterns in people with depression. The Japanese know all about it. In fact, they have a philosophy called Shirin-yoku, which means forest bathing. And it's been proven to improve people's moods. No, it doesn't mean go into the forest and take a bath, although swimming in a stream in the forest is amazing and I highly recommend it. It means to go into nature and to bathe yourself and your senses in the natural world. Forest bathing has been proven to dramatically improve mood, emotional well-being, and health. and I talk a lot more about it in my video 9 life skills that camping and backpacking can teach you, which you can watch by clicking on this card. By getting outside, you're also absorbing vitamin D, which has been proven to lower risks of cancer, heart attack, diabetes, and multiple sclerosis, not to mention it improves your immunity. And in times like this, living through a pandemic, making sure that your immune system is functioning at its best is extremely important. So don't shortchange yourself of all of the health benefits of being outdoors by being distracted by your phone. So unplug, leave your phone at home, and get outside. A half an hour a day is the perfect amount to start. Step 5, grow something. If you've been following me here on this YouTube channel or over on my Instagram account, then you've probably realized that I have gotten quite addicted to gardening. Over the last 2 years, my fiance, Carrie Rad, and I have been growing vegetables in our backyard. And what started as one plot and a small little vegetable garden has grown and grown and grown and has got to a point where it's taking up most of our backyard, but it's providing us with so much organic produce. There are so many lifestyle, mental health, and environmental benefits of growing stuff that I could make a whole video about that, but I'll just keep it short. You can't plant anything with a phone in your hand. Step number 6, connect with others. While we live our lives in the present, many of our thoughts are either in the past or in the future. We neglect the now. So make a change. Do something today to enjoy the present moment. Have a conversation with a loved one or a friend. Socially distant and outside is best. Maybe you could go on a hike and check off multiple boxes at once. If you cannot connect in person with someone, then use your phone for what it was designed for. Make a phone call. It's insane. How did we stop using these as phones? When did it go from this to that? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. When you call someone, are you an ear person, or are you a speakerphone person, or are you a selfie person? Let me know. Isn't it bizarre that we've become so averse to making a phone call? I've felt guilty before just calling someone out of the blue without sending a text beforehand to ask if it's all right or if they're free to talk. But trust me, call a friend. If they don't answer, leave a message. Ask them to catch up in person in a safe setting. And when you do, turn your phone off and be in the moment with them. Give them your undivided attention. Step number 7, turn off your notifications. I've had notifications turned off for my social media apps for years now. As a creator, if I were to get a notification every time someone liked or commented on a post, I would be bombarded by notifications from all of the different social media apps. And yet, they still somehow miraculously turn their notifications back on. I don't know how they do it, but they do. Just noticing a notification actually releases dopamine in our brains, and it hijacks our creative process. Whatever it is you were focusing on before, you have now lost that train of thought, and you want to know what the notification says. These notifications are designed by the social media apps to bring us back onto the platform, to monopolize our attention. There's a really great documentary that was just released on Netflix about 2 weeks ago called The Social Dilemma. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend watching it. It's a really powerful documentary, and it goes way deeper into all of the science and the reasons behind why the social media companies like Facebook and Instagram do this. You know, I'll be honest, I do feel slightly hypocritical because for years I've been asking all of you out there to turn on post notifications for my channel. And as a small individual creator, it is really important to have the audience interact, to have you out there interact when I post a new video. It kind of dictates whether or not that video will be successful or not. I don't want to point fingers of blame. I think that, that's just the way that these algorithms work, but I'm not going to ask you to turn on notifications anymore. If you feel like you want to have notifications enabled for my channel, then that's your choice. And I appreciate you doing that, but I'm not going to ask for it anymore. You just being subscribed is more than enough. You'd be surprised because when you download a new app, the default setting is all notifications on. So I highly recommend that you go into the settings on your phone, you hit notifications, and you can just go all the way down and you can turn off notifications app by app. By doing that, you're gonna be reclaiming a ton of your creativity, a ton of your time, and you will be denying these applications the opportunity to interject into your day, to take your time, to hijack your creativity, and you are going to be reclaiming sovereignty over your attention span. So turn off your notifications and turn on your focus. And finally, step number 8, meditate daily. The oldest documented evidence of meditation goes back to wall art in the Indian subcontinent from 5,000 to 3,500 BCE, which is anywhere between 5,000 to 7,000 years ago. The first written documentation of meditation goes back to 1500 BCE in the Vedas, the Hindu scripture. Meditation is the habitual process of training your mind to focus and redirect your thoughts. Now, meditation has really kind of come into its own in the last decade as people have become more and more connected to devices. We're left feeling more and more disconnected from reality and from ourselves. Meditation has actually been proven to increase gray matter in the hippocampus region of the brain. And that increase in gray matter has been linked to more positive emotions, longer lasting emotional stability, increases willpower, boosts focus and concentration, and improves overall cognitive ability. It reduces loneliness and emotional reactivity. It reduces stress and anxiety, and it helps you sleep better. Meditation boosts your immune system, it eases inflammation, it reduces heart risk, and it lowers your blood pressure. Meditation increases compassion and empathy and helps foster a positive sense of self. Plus, this thing's just really fun to play with. And you can only truly meditate without your phone. I know that there's a lot of great apps out there that are designed to help you meditate, but I truly believe that the best form of meditation is without your smartphone. So start small. Give yourself a couple of minutes a day. Find a quiet place in your home, sit on a pillow that's comfortable or a meditation cushion, and just close your eyes, focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, that's okay. Just become aware and bring your attention back to your breath. And just do that for a couple of minutes a day until you feel relaxed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, those are some of the steps that I use to fight my smartphone addiction and reduce my screen time. They're all pretty straightforward, but when you combine them together and integrate them into your daily life, you'll form a habit. And once those habits become ingrained, you'll start to notice the positive effects of disconnecting from your phone and reclaiming sovereignty over your life. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any tips of your own, please don't hesitate to put those down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Notifications are optional. That's up to you. All right, everybody, remember, train harder, fail smarter, and never give up. Sending you all lots of peace and lots of love.